Hey everybody, welcome to Vegans Talking Shit. I'm Joey.
I'm John.
I'm Vanessa.
And today we want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone, to all who celebrate, whether it's Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, or whatever you're giving. Happy Thanksgiving. Vanessa is Brazilian. They don't have Thanksgiving in Brazil. But although we've already kind of had a discussion, I think we titled it Vegan for the Holidays last year. We're going to kind of do another similar episode where we want to just provide some tips for how to best handle situations like holiday dinners with the family and best ways to go about it to kind of keep the peace. John and Vanessa, their solution seems to be just don't go, which is actually probably a pretty effective way to, keep the peace. So do you guys have anything to say on the topic before I throw in my 2 cents?
Well, it's kind of ironic that I wore an Indian hat on the Thanksgiving special, isn't it? I didn't do that on purpose. Maybe we can discuss this as well.
It's a Black Hawk shirt. That's okay.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Blackhawks.
this is my favorite sports team in all of sports is the Chicago Blackhawks.
Really? Over any football or hockey's your number one sport. So I guess
hockey's my number one. What's really interesting actually about this is that these get one that it's kind of Thanksgiving based because it's Indians and Thanksgiving was started. I think the myth of it or the lore or the story is was started by we invited the Indians over for
the white people using the knowledge that they received from the Native American people for a dinner, lunch, or whatever, for it with them in a way to say thank you for they teach how they could survive and plant in this land.
Thank God we have someone here who knows American history.
Is that Brazilian? Is that really what it was? I just thought it was like a thank you dinner. Or just,
that's kind of what Vanessa implied.
It is a thank you dinner, but it's a thank you dinner because the Native American people teach the white people that was here how to survive, how to plant. So when they make their first harvest, what's the name? Harvest.
You're right.
You guys understand?
No, but you said it right.
They made a dinner and invite the native people to join them.
Was Pocahontas at the first dinner?
Oh my!
Yeah, it was Pocahontas, and I have to keep talking about this because it's very controversial too. So
yeah, Thanksgiving. It's definitely it's celebrating something that we probably shouldn't be celebrating, especially since it's very much based on a myth of how I don't know. But anyway, the way that they supposedly treated the indigenous people at the time. And I can't say that they treated the indigenous.
It's not, Joey, it's not supposedly. Yeah, it's not supposedly. Right. We slaughtered the Indians.
Yeah.
We took their land.
To them. Yeah.
What's really interesting is that most sports teams and college teams have outlawed these mascots now.
Yeah.
Almost every single one. Like the Cleveland Indians are now the Cleveland Guardians. They got rid of their mascot.
Well, their mascot was a caricature. Like it was a very demeaning kind of.
I know, but the Washington Redskins was kind of similar to this. They got rid of. The Blackhawks are one of the last ones to keep it alive.
Well, I think because there's nothing necessarily derogatory. Like Redskin is basically a slur.
Hold on. There is, according to a lot of Indians. A lot of Indians think that this emblem is a problem, that it is an issue, and they've been trying to get rid of it. But then I think that the Chicago Blackhawks organization give a lot of money, frankly, to some of these tribes to keep it going. They bring some of these people to like the hockey games. They talk, it's bullshit, frankly. It's they're kissing their ass and they're paying them off to say, hey, We need this. We've had it as our emblem for 100 years or whatever. Like, what can we do for you
Yeah.
to make sure you don't cause too much trouble?
Right.
That's what I think it is. But anyways, kind of off topic, but kind of on topic because it's
Kinda.
something.
Anyways.
Yeah, me and Vanessa will hopefully never go to a Thanksgiving again. For
So
me,
this is the
for
point.
me,
We live far
for
also.
but that's not it. For me, it's like I don't want to go to a holiday where the whole celebration is a big piece of cooked animal as its centerpiece. It's so nasty to me
Yeah,
to
that
look
is
at
bad.
it. It's gross. It's opposite of what I stand for. And I realized that after going to, 2 or 3 of them, after I became vegan, 5.5 years ago or so, and I still kept on going to Thanksgivings. I'd fly home from Florida to Chicago for Thanksgiving. And then I'm just like, what am I doing? Like this is like the opposite of me. I'm a vegan now. I'm celebrating Thanksgiving when everything is about this poor turkey, these millions and millions of turkeys that they kill, that they waste. I mean, we've talked about this on another episode. I think they waste like 14 million turkeys a year that they don't even consume. They just throw away. Um, and I think it'd be very hypocritical for me to go to another Thanksgiving. I fly home enough. I see my family enough. It's one day that like I don't want to be a part of. I can see him the
Yeah,
day
we
before. I
can
can see him the
do
day after.
we
There's
can do
there's other
other
times.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one thing, like I'm done with it.
Do you know about the presidential pardon of the turkey?
I've
No.
heard of it. Yeah.
It's
What
kind
is
of a
this?
silly. It's a ceremonial bullshit thing. Basically, it's the president of the United States pardons a turkey so it isn't killed, and it's kind of
Oh.
like celebrated. Like this turkey gets to live, and it's just very creepy. It's bipartisan. Democrats and Republicans have done it. But yeah, they pardon a turkey, and I think that
Oh.
in Miami-Dade County they do something similar where they pardon a pig. I
Oh.
know that when Carlos Jimenez was the Miami-Dade County mayor, he did the pig pardoning, so that pig gets to live.
No, Vanessa, they're letting it live. When he says pardon, that means
Yeah,
they're let go. They're letting them live.
Well, would
It's
they let
just
one and kill the others?
yes,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, great. So
It's
good.
yeah.
ridiculous.
Help so much.
But they make it's this whole ceremonial thing where it's there's the press is there. It's like an event. Like they
Kind of like a
pardon this.
ridiculous event.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they make a big deal out of it. Like, if you kind of really examine psychologically the fact that they have this event that's about the sparing of a pig, and people actually, I'm sorry, pig or that's local, but nationally it's a turkey. The fact that it is an event and the fact that people, meat eaters, care about this at all means that deep down they want animals to live, right? Like
Deep down,
otherwise,
everybody wants.
why
Meat
do
Um,
it?
eaters, why do meat eaters don't care about this event, do they?
Yeah, I mean
I
it's
think they
it's
do.
yeah it,
Because
and I
people
think
like this idea, oh, let the animal be free, but let it eat
but not
dinner.
just that, it allows them to shed any of the guilt they feel about eating animals. Like, oh yeah, I'll eat this turkey, for Thanksgiving, or I'll eat this pig on Christmas.
Yeah.
But hey, they pardoned this one pig. They pardoned this one turkey. Aren't we a great species? Humans are awesome.
Yeah.
It's
That
kind of
is
a way to assuage the guilt in a very, very, very small way that's truly insignificant. I mean, maybe not to that one pig or one turkey, but ultimately it's kind of just a ceremony that's pointless and silly and almost condescending, because it's almost like, okay, you saved a turkey. What do you want? You want a pat in the ass? You want a cookie? You want a medal?
yeah.
What do you want?
You want
I mean, I've pardoned turkeys countless times over the years.
you want a cupcake? You want a cupcake?
I am the cupcake vegan, as we discussed in the last episode.
You know, Joey, in the beginning, you had said like any tips that we can give. What I would say to people is like, if you're out of town, if you live out of town, it's very easy.
Don't go.
Like, just don't go. If you're in town, like, you know, like Joey's in town, like his whole family's in town, it might be a little harder for him to make up an excuse. Nor does I don't think Joey wants to. Like, this is something Joey enjoys, going with his family to Thanksgiving. But if you're, I don't know, I don't have any tip outside of being out of town. If you're in town, I don't know what a tip is outside of just
Go
saying,
travel. Go
I'm
travel
not gonna
somewhere
go.
else.
Well, right now traveling is
Travel somewhere
difficult.
else. Yeah, take a vacation. Because
Well,
we're not
don't take a
confrontational.
plane. There are very few air traffic controllers right now.
Oh, that's
We're
true.
not very confrontational about it. We don't actually. I've never had this conversation with my parents or family about Thanksgiving. Maybe here and there a little, like brief, like just making fun of it. But yeah, I just
They actually doesn't care so much anymore, Jonathan, because your mom actually doesn't care much about have people over, making dinner, making food. She all the time say, I prefer go to a restaurant. Don't come here. Because you know, with 80, you don't want to keep cooking or having people over if you can have these people in the restaurant. So they don't care much more anymore, and they probably know very well how we stand for, because the last 3 times we went, we also didn't eat with them. We didn't sit at the table to eat. We were at the living room talking, or the kid table. I was with the kid table, but we ate before. So it's just there's so many other opportunities that you can see family. For us, we don't need to be there in the Thanksgiving, because you can go there. Like 2 weeks ago, we were in Chicago. We went there. We spent time with them. You know, the same as would be Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I would say for our viewers and listeners, like it's a great time to take a vacation. You know, if you don't want to fly, drive somewhere. Just say, "Oh, sorry, family, we booked this vacation," because it's a really hard holiday, I think, for a lot of vegans.
Yeah.
Just go away, you know, especially you don't want to confront it. You don't want to talk about it. Just say like, hey, I booked a vacation with my friend, with my
say,
wife,
wow, I got a pretty good price on this vacation.
So what would you say about, let's get family out of the equation, because that's complicated for its own reasons. But let's say it's a work function where it's essentially mandatory. I'm not saying that it is for every job or office or whatever, but there are certain places of employment where they have the end of the year or Thanksgiving kind of a celebration. So you have to go to this, whether it's a restaurant or a potluck or whatever the case may be. You have to be surrounded by coworkers. And I mean, I very recently had to deal with this. There was something that happened at this particular event where I had to pin the tail on the turkey. I hated it so much. I mean, I was the center of attention. I was a spotlight, and I just hate moments like that.
It was an actual turkey?
No. Oh my God. No. It was like, it's like pin the tail on the donkey. Just pin the tail on the turkey, just like it was a picture of a turkey on the wall, and they gave me a picture of a tail, and they blindfold you, and you have to, okay. So it ended up being a disaster. I kind of humiliated myself. It was very embarrassing. I hate being in the spotlight. But anyway, then everyone started cracking the joke. Oh, Joey couldn't do it because he's vegan. Oh.
Let me hold on. Why did you go to this event?
Oh, it was a work thing.
So
kind of like
what would it matter if you didn't go to the event?
Well,
Was it outside of work?
No.
It was at work. It was literally at work.
Yeah, it was at the Stephen. Or I can't say. It was at the work building. Yeah.
Oh well, John, there is something that I just remembered too. The last time, and actually it was the last time I told you that I was going to do this, because the last time we went for Thanksgiving, we were with John's family, and after John wanted to see his friend in his house that was having this Thanksgiving thing with the entire family of his friend. John knows them close because he grew up with all of them. So John is basically his extended family. For me, is I saw them maybe I can count in my hand how many times I saw them, And we had to sit at the table. And they have a turkey. Did you remember the toy turkey that you put
Yeah, it was
wishes
horrible. After I'm
in the
sitting there for a
table?
little while, I'm
Serious.
like, this
We
is.
didn't eat anything. Sit on the table with them because they, oh no, go sit here. They were basically eating lobster that we know that is boiled alive. And
Yeah.
for me was the last day I say to myself, like, I don't want to be in this position. And everybody looking to you because you are not eating. You are the weirdo here because everybody's eating and why you are a weirdo. And they kept asking about the vegan stuff. And when they pass through that turkey that you put, you roll to some wishes or no, what you're thankful for, and put in that toy. And after they read that, my wish, Joy, was writing, you know what? I'm not grateful for being this table today because this turkey is suffering, this lobster are suffering, and I'm here, like seeing all this and quiet.
It was
That was
terrible. We
horrible.
we didn't
Everybody,
know what we're
oh, I'm thankful for this or that. Like, oh my
we
god.
had no idea what we were getting into. I wanted to see my buddy, and I knew his family, and he's like, "Yeah, come over, whatever." The family's here, and his in-laws were there, who I barely know. And all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, sit down with us." And I actually felt like, no, no, like I don't want to sit down with you. It's your Thanksgiving. I just want to say hi, whatever. Then we sit down, and then it gets to be like this whole thing, and it's like, oh my god,
I
this
hate
is.
it so
It
much.
was, yeah, it was too much.
You
Yeah.
know,
Never, never again.
it's that kind of stuff that you don't do from your heart. You're doing just to please people. I don't care about please anybody. Nobody pay my bills. So I don't care. I really don't care. And my parents or my family, they have to love me doesn't matter what. They still loving me even if they don't like what I stand for. But deep down, they kind of feel the same. My mom all the time lately she's sharing vegan stuff with me on social media. And sometimes I write to her like, and this is a good lesson for you or not? you know? Another day she called me to tell me that she was iron clothes and she was watching the TV and show up a guy that he found he's a big influencer in Brazil and he has a dog and he has a pig and he
A
cooks. He
pig.
makes he has a pig. And I told him, Mom, you don't remember him? Like we saw him in person because I took my mom to a veggie
Veggie
fest
Fest?
in Brazil. And she went with me. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my God. And his dog, Paola. And I'm like, oh my God, Paola, the dog. And because they are like my celebrities, the vegan people that teach food, cooking.
Yeah.
And my mom saw him and she didn't recognize. And I sent a picture to her, like, oh my God, it's him. He was explaining how he became vegan. Oh my God, it was so nice. And like, and are you going to cook meat at night? And I ask her. It's like, it's it is what it is. But I don't enjoy sit with them. I don't enjoy being in barbecues. I prefer have them doing other kind of stuff. Like I don't know, let's go to the movie theater. Let's go to the shopping mall. But in the end, they want to eat every single time. No job. And you
Yeah.
had to
At the
sit.
end of the day, like the tip is like if you don't want to feel this way that Vanessa's describing, that I'm describing, you got to make a choice, and you just don't go. And frankly, it doesn't even matter if it's Thanksgiving, right? If you want to see your friends and family, and they're gonna have a dinner with a bunch of meat and a bunch of animal products, and in your heart of hearts how you're gonna feel, maybe don't go. Make a stance. And if you don't make a stance, well, then that's okay too. Maybe it's just not that important to you yet. Maybe seeing the family and friends is still a little more important to you, right? Um, I mean, I don't. I don't know. For me and Vanessa, it's pretty easy now. We can see them any other
Yeah,
day,
it is not about
365 days a week. You know, you can see your
yeah,
friends and family.
it is not about a level of importance. It's about what I stand for. And don't say anything, and think is normal is affects me. I'm very uh, truth. Like I'm very what
Truthful.
you're seeing, you see everywhere. I'm
What
not.
you see is what you get.
Yeah, I'm this exactly, and this is something that affects me. Like I can join them in another occasion, in another moment, in another time. I went to Brazil for this week, last 3 weeks ago, and I went like 7 days. I avoid as much meat I could, and I did. I did pretty well. And one day I even scheduled to go in a vegan restaurant, and everybody show up. Like if they don't want, I'm not forcing anybody to go, but I don't want to go. One day my mom wanted to go out with me, see some places in Brazil, and I told her early because she's like a kid to eat. She's like you, Joy, like hamburgers, blah 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 blah, but not in a vegan version. And I told her, be prepared because I'm not going to eat anywhere else than a vegan restaurant. So we are going to a vegan restaurant. She went. She was not a question. Like, if you want to go, that's the condition, or don't go, stay at home.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I think when it comes down to like how to survive stuff like that, like how to survive Thanksgiving dinner when you're vegan, how to survive the Thanksgiving lunch at work when you're vegan, I think it depends on the person. If, like what you said, John, if it's something that you know that you're going to feel a certain way about it, decide based on that. What is it worth? Like, is it for you? You're just not going to go, and that works for you. I think that there are other vegans where this is like a truly anxiety causing kind of a thing. I mean, it isn't for me. It's not for you guys, but for some, maybe their family is kind of cruel. Like maybe they basically gang up on the vegan. I don't have that experience, and I know you guys don't. Well, maybe you do, Vanessa, but not ganging up in the sense of like, like hostile. It's more about like kind of challenging you. And I think you too,
Yeah,
John.
they cannot hostile me because they lose. I lost my temper pretty quick.
Well, I don't know. This is a tough one. I don't know if there really is a way to survive it. You just kind of have to figure out what works for you. And if you're better off not being there, don't go. And if that causes problems, well, there's probably going to be fewer problems than if you were to go. Then the math is easy,
Yeah, I just thought of something like, imagine being married to, imagine what goes on in the relationships when a wife is vegan and the husband's not, and they're going to the in-laws house. And it probably happens every single year. And the one non-vegan is like, oh geez, and they don't want to go so bad, and they hate it, and they hate every minute. But they're like, man, if I don't go, then it's like, oh my God, she's not here, he's not here, and they have kids, and there's in-laws, and there's cousins, and then so yeah, for them it's probably easier to go, right?
Yeah.
Because the effects of not going are just so much worse. In our circumstance, it's easy not to go because uh, circumstances have kind of changed. I think a little bit for us. We live in Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Make it
mom
easier.
doesn't cook.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't cook like she did. Our Thanksgivings used to be huge. Used to be 30, 40 people, maybe even more. I have so many cousins. Now a lot of the cousins have moved away. They're not in Chicago anymore. So we barely even have Thanksgiving. So it is easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought of something though that some could say I was hypocritical. At home, I went out to a steak place with a bunch of my friends. Now, I didn't want to go to that place, but there were a few guys there that I hadn't seen in 3 or 4 years. And this is the place they were going. They had already planned this. And if I didn't go that night, I probably wouldn't have seen them again for 3 or 4 years. They weren't really close friends of mine, but two of my close friends were there, and there were three other guys that like I used to be close with kind of in high school and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. So every situation's different. I remember telling Vanessa, and Vanessa's like, good luck. You know?
I don't think that's hypocritical. I think that there are just certain sacrifices you have to make. I mean, we make a sacrifice every day anyway by not eating meat. But when you have friends, family who are not vegan, you can kind of, throw in your 2 cents and hope that they're going to be receptive, but they might not be. And, you end up finding yourself at a steakhouse, eating 4 or 5 side items rather than an entree.
They had a good item actually.
What they have?
It was really it was like a fried rice.
Okay.
Really
like
good.
Tofu fried rice or something like that?
No, they definitely did not have tofu. But it was just really well prepared.
Yeah.
And they had good sides, they had asparagus, they had broccoli. But it was a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Where it smells terrible and there's like stuff around me and the big shrimps and it's just like
big shrimp. That's funny.
You know what I'm talking
shrimp.
about that you see with
Jumbo
the
shrimp.
steakhouses?
The huge ones.
Jumbo. Yeah, it's
complicated. Yesterday, you also have to take care for don't isolate yourself because this can cause other kind of problems too, because your family, your friends are people that you love, know you, and if you start isolating completely yourself, it's going to cause some mental, emotional issues. I couldn't tell. Yesterday, after lunch, I say like, oh, I'm going to the pool because the day was beautiful and never go in our pool, never. And I got there with my book and I want to finish that book forever. And I got there so happy, like, oh, I can enjoy the pool today at least 1 hour. And they were doing barbecue there.
Oh.
Enjoy. That is smell. Doesn't matter what direction I change. I moved 3 different directions. Like I went really around the pool, and it doesn't matter where I was, the smell of the barbecue was coming. And I'm not the person that crave anymore any meat. So for me, it's disgusting. It's not like something that I crave anymore. Change it. I don't know how, because I used to smell and get like, oh my God, barbecues. But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I think it's time to have my house with my pool.
Yeah.
And some people were smoking pot too there. I was like, it is time because I have my house.
Well, at least pot is plant-based.
I'm kind of like isolate. Yeah, but something that I don't enjoy, and I don't enjoy the smell. I hated the smell, to be really honest. It's not what people does with their life. They can drink, they can smoke whatever they want. But if I had my place, nobody would be smoking that disgusting smell on me or making barbecue next to me. Yeah. I get so angry, and I like, come on, Vanessa, live in society. We're living in a society. You have to deep breathe and live in a society and accept people's choices. But when they kill animals, it's hard. And it was a celebration of a birthday. Like, how did you celebrate? Celebrate something nice, like sing a happy birthday with a dead animal that die instead making turn 1 more year, like they kill the animal to celebrate, and it's all these that come in my mind.
So is this your way of telling me we're buying a house?
So where are you buying this house?
Yeah, where are we moving?
Joy, there's another problem. I don't like houses.
Oh,
I know
that is
it sounds weird, especially when you work as real estate. Everybody, especially in America, not just in America, everybody thinks that living in a house is so amazing, so much better. Sometimes I think people, when they look that we live in an apartment, they basically think, oh my God, failure, live in an apartment. We cannot live in apartment. No, is condominium. Well, apartment, condominium for people in other countries is the same thing. they kind of like don't look you as successful then if you have like a 4-bedroom house. And for me, it's such a huge success that you don't have to clean that pool. You don't have to clean that party room. You don't have to clean the sauna. You don't have to hide someone if one of these stuff breaks. You don't have to do nothing this. And when you want to go to the pool is there, clean for you.
Yeah, but
And
there are people smoking pot.
Yeah, but there's people
that's
killing
the problem.
animals,
That's
smoking
the problem.
weed.
That's
Yeah.
why I need a pool that be far from the barbecue area. It's hard. It's hard, Joy. Because I really like live in apartment. I think it's great for many reasons. I don't care about. I don't want to clean garage. I don't want a lawn, the grass. I don't want nothing. This I want like a simple life. When I say it's like a simple in a way to be simple, not simple, not luxury. I like luxury, but it's just complicated, But yes, yesterday I was thinking about like I think it's time to have my place because these people you be doing barbecue. I go to the pool once every I don't know 8 months, and when I go barbecue, serious, really?
Well, whenever I go, when I've gone to your building, it's usually empty up there. It's surprising that.
Joy. Why was not empty yesterday?
I don't know.
You gotta swim. You gotta swim during the week.
Yeah.
In the afternoon.
I need to do this during the week. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you went through that. It's
sorry, guys. I out of topic again.
Yeah, how dare you go off topic, Vanessa?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. It's your fault, guys. I don't know. It's your fault. They tell when you put like one orange that is damaged next to the good one, they go damaged too. I didn't want to go off topic, but you and John all the times off topic.
So we're the damaged ones, and you're the
you damaged me. You guys damaged me to go out of topic.
We are damaged.
I think we've been staying on topic more or less. This.
I haven't talked about comic books at all this episode. Comic books.
Well, don't start.
Joy, how is the comic book going?
Oh, geez, don't.
I've been spending a lot of money on comic books lately because DC is going through their DC KO event, and it's a lot.
Oh God!
And now I'm getting into the habit of buying CGC professionally graded comic books, and that's a whole other thing. Yeah, that's. Do you know what a CGC professionally graded comic book is? Well, some of it is. Like I have. Well, okay. Absolute Batman #1. I don't know how many copies of that, but I bought them cover price, which was like I think $4.99, and now I think they're worth like $60. So I mean, there is
$4.99 for a comic book.
$4.99.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but also I've been getting into the CGC professionally graded ones. Do you know what that is? Like that's when they take a comic book and they kind of encase it in plastic and they give it a professional grade.
How much it cost?
Oh, it depends on the comic book. Like if you were to get, let's say, Spawn #1, written and drawn by Todd McFarlane, Image Comics. If you were to get a CGC professionally graded comic, and it's, let's say, graded at 9.8, that would probably be like $250.
$250.
Yeah. But like, let's say, but that's a comic book that is, I mean, came out in what, 92, 93? So right now, if you buy it, that's already after it's been overpriced. But let's say Absolute Batman #1, which just came out. Even though it's just came out and it's already like, super expensive, or let's say Red Hood #1, which came out but was immediately canceled because of controversy with the writer of the comic book. That all of a sudden becomes valuable. And I happen to not only have Red Hood #1, but I have a limited edition version of it. So it's even more valuable. So if I were to get that CGC professionally graded, it wouldn't cost me that much, but then it would go up way up. I mean, there is an investment.
You keep it doing this in your mic.
I am?
Yeah, you keep it doing this. It's very loud.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hold your
Vanessa.
Italian hands.
I am
Hold your
not.
Italian hands.
All these years, I still haven't figured out mic technique. Did you say Italian hands?
Yeah, your Italian hands.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you can hear like the noise of the hand.
No,
You're just moving
really
around.
doing
You move around too much, I think.
you were like doing this, shaking, moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vanessa, aren't you glad you asked him about his comic books?
Yes, because now he got out, and he's not going to be feeling bad after because he did 3 episodes without talking about.
Well, he just did. Yeah, he got it all.
Yeah, I want to make Joy happy. We like him. We want him happy.
Well, a couple episodes ago, I did watch about the TV. I did talk about the TV shows I watched, and they were comic book related.
That helped too. That's good, Joy. I'm really happy for you. So I hope all these comic books become so expensive that in 10 years you can sell for so much more. Okay.
I actually do have 2, 4. I think I have 5 boxes of comic books that I have set aside that I want to sell. So, yeah.
I'm
looking
proud
to get
of
rid of
you
it.
now. I'm not only happy for you, but I'm proud because you're going to make some money on that.
Well,
pretty good.
One can hope.
So what else do we have to talk about in regard to Thanksgiving? Anything else?
I think this episode was supposedly going to be about how to survive Thanksgiving if you're vegan, but I don't think we really did that. Because there really is nothing to do other than what you guys have done and just not go. I mean, it depends on the person. Like someone like me, I can kind of like I can deal with it. I'll sit with the kids and I'll eat. My mom always prepares an incredibly delicious vegan meal for me. But it's not, for some people, it's not just about that. It's just being in the same vicinity, being within, 10 feet of a dead dead turkey. That bothers some people more than it bothers others. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. So I can accept it. It's all about what you're willing to accept and how that compares with,
I did think of a tip. You can go after the dinner is over. So if dinner's at 2, go there at 4:30.
Dinner at 2 under the age of 80.
Thanksgiving dinner is always early, but 3, 4, whatever.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you what it's like. For the Cuban side of my family, dinner doesn't start till 10.
For Thanksgiving?
Yes.
That's crazy. But Thanksgiving's always. I think celebration like Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, stuff like holiday stuff is always a little earlier. Maybe not 2. Maybe it's more like 3 or 4.
Or go early and leave it before.
I think going later is better though, because then you could like hang out with them and like it's usually like if cousins are coming over, aunts and uncles, it's extended family. It's gonna go through the night, and if you got a big family, then maybe they're drinking and whatever. So go there a couple hours after dinner.
Well, if you
I
don't
think
have
that's
a
a good tip.
Cuban family, if you have a Cuban family that the dinner starts at 10, you have to show up midnight there?
Right. Well, no, you're right. You're right. I'm very surprised to hear that though.
We've had people in my family show up at midnight. I mean, that's not unusual. It sounds like it would be, but no. I don't know if this applies to all Cubans, but I can tell you that the Cuban half of my family, like 10 o'clock that's about when people start eating. And then we do have some people who show up at like midnight.
That's crazy.
Because they are doing basically Christmas Eve. Because they are also Cuban. They do not really celebrate deep inside the Thanksgiving. It's just
so wait, what are you guys doing the rest of the day for Thanksgiving then? If does dinner actually start at 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
For real, it starts at 10.
Well, it's not like it's scheduled. It basically has to do with when the guests show up. And a lot of them show up very late.
And when the food is ready.
Well, yeah, but your mom, is it your mom that does it or your stepmom? Your stepmom that does it?
Yeah.
So your mom does it. So your mom sends out all the invites or tells everyone around what time to come, right?
Let me tell you this. She will tell people to come at, let's say, 8 o'clock. No, I'm sorry. She'll tell them to come at 6 o'clock. She tells them an earlier time because if she goes for the actual time, they're going to show up 4 hours later. So she actually makes the time earlier, knowing that they're going to be much later than that.
I'm going to guess that some of these people, maybe not a lot, but some of these people are going to other Thanksgivings earlier. So your guys' Thanksgiving is probably the second one. Because
think
I have never heard of a Thanksgiving dinner starting at 10 o'clock.
How many Cuban people do you know, though? Like, it's a
No.
very, like, Cuban people. Do you know about Cuban people time? Like, it's
Well, no, but I know people in Spain and people in Italy, like they eat later, things like that. I understand that. I just every Thanksgiving dinner, whether it was a Jewish Thanksgiving, whether it was an Irish family or my family or whatever, it was always like kind of late afternoon, early evening, and then because then if you're starting at 10, people aren't leaving till 4 in the morning.
yes, that's what happens. That's what happens. I mean, this is only with the Cuban side of my family, though. I should make that very clear.
So
So
if you guys are from Cuban side of families, show up at 4 in the morning.
We've had people leave at that time. Yeah.
What about your girlfriend's family?
Oh well, her family is in Bulgaria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but she has Thanksgiving with her two daughters. That's a very different thing. So yeah, her family is not even in this country.
Normal time, they do it like late afternoon.
I think so. I mean, she has to because her younger daughter is 8 years old.
What about your brother's family in Alabama?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they are very white. I mean, they're hard to explain this, but they are Christian Jews. So I don't really know how that works as far as if they. I mean, they're white as fuck. So
I think it's just I mean, Thanksgiving's an American holiday, really. I mean, I said Jewish and I said Irish before and whatever, but I think it's an American holiday.
Gary?
Terry, your stepmom.
Oh no, my Thanksgiving is with my mom's side of the family. So
But what did she do for Thanksgiving?
I mean, she and my dad, they're like 80 something. Well, no, not her, but my dad is 84 years old. So, or as he says, 84. So they're probably having dinner at 3 p.m. I mean, that's pretty much every day.
Normal American time.
Well, old people, yeah.
No, Joey, no. You, I feel like this is like the first time you ever heard this, that the Thanksgiving holiday dinners are usually like late afternoon, maybe early evening, maybe at like 4, 5 max, I want to say.
I am very willing to accept that as a strong possibility. Yes.
You've heard that, this, right? You've heard this before, right?
I mean, I haven't gone to, a Caucasian Thanksgiving. I only know the Cuban side of my family because that's always what how Thanksgiving is celebrated. It's with the Cuban side of my family, and it's always that very late. Because I mean, there's some people in my family who just show up late all the time, but that's also a very Cuban thing. So, like the Cuban goodbye, which takes about an hour and a half. You don't say goodbye and leave, which I believe that's what the Irish goodbye is. With Cuban people, it's one person at a time. You have a 17-minute conversation with each person. So
it's even now revolved around like the football games, because the football games are in the afternoon. The NFL games are at like noon and like 3 o'clock. So I think a lot of
there aren't a lot of football fans in my brother Jerry is. There are sports fans, but not to where they're watching football on TV. Like that's a significant part of the Thanksgiving celebration. I mean, they'll have the games on, but for the most part, if there are people on the couch, they're taking a nap.
Okay, guys, that is the tips we have for all of you. Don't go later, go early, or just don't mind what you're going to see on the table.
Book a vacation.
Yes, book a vacation.
There is this one too. Outside
I think it's probably
cheaper.
I don't know if it's cheaper to fly, but I think it's probably cheaper the accommodations to stay in a hotel during Thanksgiving, I would guess.
Oh no, people travel to see their family. Everybody's traveling on Thanksgiving to see their family.
Thanksgiving is, I believe, the most the busiest time of the year as far as the airports.
Yeah, but what about like Cancun or like a vacation?
Travel abroad. Yeah,
travel abroad. It's a good time. It's probably cheap.
Because nobody abroad that celebrates Thanksgiving. So
that's true.
make easier, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our tip.
Yeah. That's our tip. Sorry, guys.
Travel abroad during Thanksgiving.
We wish you could help better, but we can't.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Good
Well,
work.
everyone, please follow our show. We are on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Spotify. Follow us, subscribe, make some comments, please. Give us some tips on what you would do different. Maybe some episodes you'd want to hear. Tell your friends, tell your family. Don't be like Vanessa. Tell everyone. Even if you don't like them, tell everyone. Tell everyone in your city, your church, your synagogue, your what else? Your mosque.
I think Vanessa just today or yesterday posted something on social media asking our listeners what topics they would like for us to explore. So if you have any suggestions as far as that goes, dear listeners, let us know what topics you'd like us to discuss. We've talked about a lot of topics at this point, and there aren't a whole lot left. I've always said topics are really just placeholders for us to talk shit. But if you do want us to talk about something specific that we haven't tackled yet, by all means, let us know, and we will tackle that subject. Because why the hell not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else, guys, or is that it?
That it.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired. I still have to go to Publix. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
I need to eat very bad.
Yeah.
I didn't have lunch.
Okay. Well, then I'll end it here. We will end it here. That sounded very selfish. Yeah. We will end it here. So for Vegans Talking Shit, I'm Joey.
I'm John.
I'm Vanessa.
And we are out of here. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. And